our 420 episode. And she's got a lot of stuff to say
Yay.
because she started a company where she markets for cannabis companies. So like PBR has a cannabis drink now. All these really cool things. And
That's
she's
cool.
holding this festival, or she's in charge of the event planning basically. But the city of LA is giving them a hard time, like the festival a hard time. So we're gonna have a huge episode next week talking about the industry and the hurdles you have to go through and just what it's like being on the foreground, you know? So
yeah,
I'm super excited for next week.
Are we having fun? Hell yeah.
I'm Steph. And I'm Kayla, and we're two best friends coping with life the only way we know how, one adventure and a cocktail at a time.
That was kind of a plug, but also I was just telling you. So
that's exciting.
I feel like we should just jump right in. Stephanie is driving to work. We're on video. We're making it happen. Yet again. So I'm the one drinking. And since we're on video, I held myself accountable. Here's my drink. We're drinking a Mike's Hard Freeze in the flavor White Freeze. So this is a brand new drink. I've been repping.
What is that?
Exactly. What is it? It's a hard, first of all, let me taste it. Ooh, okay.
It's not a lemonade, obviously.
So basically Mike's Hard started creating a drink with slushy flavors. So think of like going to the movies, going to the gas station, you get your favorite slushy as a kid. So all the flavors are like blue, red, white, pink, and it's all the flavors that you pour yourself when you go to the gas station or the movie theater. So they're kind of sweet.
Love it.
They're like blue raspberry. This one kind of has it's hard to
like
describe.
A cherry taste? Normally white is like cherry, I think.
Yeah, almost cherry. People have been saying grapefruit, so like it's kind of different. And then there's like a pink lemonade type.
What's the ABV on there?
5%. So it's just like a regular Mike's Hard or like a seltzer. It is carbonated as well. It's kind of like sweeter.
Fancy. That must be brand new. I haven't seen those yet.
Brand new. People are obsessed. So guys, go find yourself a Mike's Hard Freeze because they are delicious. Guys and gals. So we're just gonna jump right into the episode. Oh, look, she's leaning forward. Look how pretty she is in the sunshine. Yeah. It's golden hour in Florida.
If you hear me cursing, I'm driving and I have some road rage because people are fucking idiots. So we're gonna
from rave to rage in 5 seconds. Oh my gosh, throw back to that video.
Still my favorite reel that you've ever posted.
No, literally everybody loved that thing. All thanks to you. That was all natural.
Oh, all natural. We're gonna post some throwbacks.
So we're just gonna do a little like short-ish episode until Stephanie gets to work. We kind of have like more updates. I feel like. Well, first of all, let's go into like a little 5-minute thing of what you've been up to, Stephanie.
Not a whole lot. I feel like I say that every week, but like when you work 2 jobs, like there's not really room to like have anything be too crazy. I did go to the parks over the weekend for Mardi Gras. That was fun.
That's like my favorite event besides Halloween Horror.
I know, dude. I never realized, because obviously we grew up in Orlando, so like going to Universal was like a common thing. But I never realized how like all out that they go for like all these events, like the Christmas time, Halloween Horror Nights, Mardi Gras, like all the different foods that they prepare just for that. It's like
I was gonna say Mardi Gras alone, they have literally a different big time singer every single week. For like 3 months straight.
Well, that's only for like a month and a half, but then there's a whole nother month. Like all the singers are done now, but it's still going. Like there's still parades.
Wow.
Because there's still all the food.
Easter's kind of late this year. I feel
Yeah.
like it's
Well,
really
plus
late.
they extend a bunch of stuff. You know how like food and wine at Epcot used to be a month, and now it's like 3 months. Like people are finding an excuse to like.
We have to celebrate for months on end for one thing.
Yeah, like people were talking about. Everybody was talking about Mardi Gras from like New Orleans. I'm like, it's like a week over there. It's like fucking 3 months in Orlando.
Yeah.
This isn't even where it's from. Like
Universal. Oh my gosh, that actually is like a great segue into my weekend because I was on set of my first official feature film, which went so well. It was so fun. It was like the ideal group of people to work with. We were just cracking jokes. It felt like if I was on like How I Met Your Mother and they're just ad-libbing and then you have to like tone it down a little bit, like because people are so funny, you're just laughing. Like as soon as cut, you're laughing. Like it was such a fun atmosphere.
Is it gonna be like released or like how do we like
so
what's the process?
I need to ask, but I really was just like, feature film, yeah, I'll jump on that. I think it's gonna be in film festivals for sure. I don't know if it's gonna go to like a streaming service or something, but I mean they're like midway through filming or towards the end actually. So it's a long process. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like not finished by the end of the year or if it's finished by the end of the year. Like that's a long time, but movies take a long time, especially after everyone's done filming. So like I have a lot of time to like figure out what's happening after this because it was a small part. I was just happy to be there.
Yeah.
But
and
my
just, like, be around that again.
Yeah, my scene partner actually lived in Orlando for a time because he was part of the Disney College program and his wife was as well. So I was like, do you know this person? Do you know this person? Because he was there as we were finishing college. So it was like, oh my God.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I was like talking a lot about how, yeah, like I did spend time at Disney. I know a lot of people that work there, but really Universal's my home. And like, oh, thank God I'm like, even though it's Universal Orlando that I'm used to, I'm just like so excited to go to California and be there for like Halloween Horror Nights or something. Oh,
I want to go on that side too. Like when I come visit you, we're going to go over there.
Yes. Okay. Well, we're going to talk about moving details soon because we're still trying to figure out the dates, but we're kind of getting closer to like accepting.
Woo!
So, yay. But anyway, so, little catch up sesh. I'm trying to like speed it up, stay on track. And I think a recurring theme for this week is kind of bouncing off of like a previous episode where we had a listener talk about their relationship problems. And, you either have a good relationship or you have a really bad one. So I feel like we have to live vicariously through these people that are trying to heal from their relationships. And, multiple times in the last week, I've heard about how do I move on after a breakup? So I think it would be interesting to kind of like talk about our experiences. Not that we're like therapists or like love gurus or anything, but like we've been through some shit. And so like, the healing process takes so much effort, so much work, I should say, that like I forget how hard it really is. Okay, now I hear a bunch of buzzing.
Wait, hold on.
All of a sudden I heard your car.
It was going through my car, so I didn't know if that was going to affect the audio,
Oh.
Like, I feel like this is better.
Yeah, that's better. That's better.
Okay. Because, like, I was thinking about it, and I was like, wait, it's picking up sounds from my car, and it's when you're talking. I don't know. I just had, like, a revelation.
It sounds really good right now.
Okay, good. I'm gonna keep it this way then. Hi, you're just gonna get an up close and personal thing in my face.
When you want to avoid talking about your feelings, so your car jumps in.
Oops, my phone's acting up. I guess I gotta call you
My
back.
bad. Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
So
All right,
anyway,
but keep going.
yeah. So I feel like I've heard it in a couple podcasts, and I've also heard it from people. But like, fresh breakups, like, how do you move on? Is kind of the theme. And what would you? I want to get your take so that I can like not influence you by what I've heard.
Well, I think it obviously depends if you're the one breaking up or if you're getting broken up with. I think it's kind of different. So if you're the one doing the breaking up, I mean, to a certain extent, you've already kind of moved on, right? If you're the one like kind of pushing for a change, like, you feel like it doesn't serve you anymore. I feel like deep down, you kind of already knew that like you need to move on from that situation. So I think it's a whole lot easier. Not to say it won't be hard. I mean, you're still going to like miss, that person and like things that you did together. But I think that's a little bit easier versus if you're actually getting broken up with. To move on, honestly, it's cliche, but time really like is the best thing. Because I look back on some of the most like devastating moments of my life, and not even like relationship based, just like, everything like morbidity. That's the word. And like I think about it, and like in the moment, you literally feel like you're like dying, and like give it a month, it's still painful, but you feel a little bit better, and then give it another month, and then it's a little bit better. So like time really, the more time you stack on, it really, really helps to just kind of like, you realize like life moves on. Like you still have like friends, you still have family, you still have your job, you still have things to live for. So, in the moment when you're being broken up with, it's kind of like that's the be all and end all, and like, oh, your whole world's coming to an end as you know it. But once time kind of goes through it, you're like, hey, I have so many other aspects of my life that I don't have to put all my eggs in one basket, basically.
So how would you like pass the time if you're like going through something like this?
Well, as we know, Steph likes to go balls to the wall with being busy. So I literally pack my schedule. And like, I've talked about this before. I like being busy. Like I enjoy like having, a kind of schedule where like I have a bunch of shit to do. But especially if you're trying to get over something in your mind, I think it's the best way, because nothing makes you cry more than sitting on the couch with nothing to do.
True.
Really, like, so I would just like do everything you can, do all the things you never like had time to do, or maybe the things you never thought that you could do, like join a book club. I have to read 100 pages tonight for my book club, so it's like you just have to like join a book club, maybe pick up extra. Join a book club, pick up extra shifts at work, start a side business, start an LLC, do what we're doing, like
start a podcast.
Put your mind and your focus. Yeah, whatever floats your boat.
Sell some
just like take all of that like distress and sadness and channel it into something that'll be beneficial.
I like that.
Boom,
so like,
mic drop.
If it was like a person that was still like in the area, let's say, how do you?
Wait, a person that is still in the area?
Yeah, that's like still in the area. Like, how do you cut ties? Like, for instance, in one sense, like if you break up with your boyfriend, let's say you are the one that broke up, and then maybe you think, oh, we can still be friends, but for the other person it probably hurts a lot more. It's like not clear where the boundaries are because you're so used to being around them all the time. Like, how do you separate yourself? How do you like move on from that?
Well, first of all, the whole let's be friends thing, let's be honest, when does that actually ever fucking work? I feel like people use that as a cop-out, to like not hurt the feelings of that person. Like, well, we can still be in each other's lives. That's never going to work. Like, that works maybe 5% of the time, for special circumstances, but for the vast majority, that's just not going to be a thing. So, I mean, if they're still like in your area and you're still gonna see them places type of thing, I mean, I don't know, dude. I would just, like, me personally, I don't deal with like drama and bullshit. So in my mind, I'm like, we're all grown. Like, if I see you out, you can be cordial. Like, you can say hello. Or if they're out with their friends and you're out with your friends, or even if you like stumble upon them on a date or you're on a date, like, hey man, it's life, you know? People move on, shit happens. I mean, I don't know. I don't see that as much of an issue because I've also like experienced that myself, and I'm like,
I feel
whatever.
like
I'm a bro. I think I'm too much of a
I
bro.
was gonna say, I'm coming to the conclusion that if you're listening to this podcast, I think it's being told from the point of somebody who doesn't get broken up with, only breaks up.
Wait, that makes me sound mean.
I'm just thinking like, well, I agree, but like I'm trying to play devil's advocate. But like I've been in the same boat as you. I'm trying to play devil's advocate.
Oh my god, that's so true though. Well, yeah. Okay.
It doesn't make us bad people. It's just that here's the reality. Okay, guys. But I am gonna play devil's advocate. So like I've heard the other way around as well from people who were broken up with, and they say they've moved on, but once in a while they're going to be obviously thinking about that person. And if I think back to like my past, there has been instances where the person is like, look, I need to delete and block you from everything in order for me to move on completely. And then there's also been I thought we were gonna stay friends. What is happening? And then they realize that friends means like I'm not gonna be anything more than like, hey, what's up? You know, which I'm not gonna be like best friends, buddy, like what?
Well,
no.
especially because if you have so much history there, like not even relating to you and that person, but let's say like you get another interest or they get another interest, how are they going to feel if you're still best friends with somebody that you had all those, you know, memories with and you had like that experience with? Like, if I got with somebody best friend, I mean, it's different from being like, hey, how are you type of thing to literally being best friends. So if you're still best friends with somebody that you used to like hook up with or date, like I think I would feel a little uncomfortable. I'm sure the vast majority will feel a little uncomfortable because you just never know. There's always going to be something there, you know?
Right. And also, so like I've heard, so when I was listening to a podcast, it was like everything that you had said plus more. Like, what did you say at the beginning? You said, oh shoot, my brain.
That being friends does not work.
No.
Or which part? The part about
where did we start the conversation? Oh my god. Oh man, you made the most perfect point, and it was gonna lead into the next point.
We'll put that right here. We'll have a little subtitle of whatever, like what they do on YouTube. We'll put it right here.
This is what happens when I drink half of my thing in like 15 minutes. Whatever. Well, you said time, you know, it takes time and you have to move on, like separate yourself, and all of that is so true. And then also like I personally feel like I heard this, and then I also have been seeing this in like real life with other people. I'm like, wow, that blocking mechanism though is very powerful, because we've seen in personal instances what happens when we don't block somebody. They still think that, hey, what's up? We're still best friends. I'm coming over. Next thing you know.
Oh, haven't we known that?
Next thing you know, they're doing drugs on the counter. And you're like, what the heck? This is a Tuesday afternoon.
Oh my God. We are not speaking from experience, by the way. Wink, wink.
But really, though, it gives you room to be, when you're in that position where you don't allow yourself to completely separate yourself, and you think, hey,
Right.
let me just dip my toe in here, dip my toe in there, trying to like, hey, say hey, then eventually the other person is gonna be like, dude, you're creepy, like back off. Or maybe
Right.
not creepy, but like you get what I'm saying. Like they start they get pushed away further when
Yeah.
when you're like trying to like
You're
come back
trying
to
too
their life.
hard to be like, oh, everything's fine. It's like,
And
yeah,
they,
but it's not, because like X, Y, and Z happens. So like we should just accept that and move on.
yeah,
Like, don't
and
try and like bring back the past or something like that. It's just weird.
and I was going to say, here's what it was about. You made a good point about like, if you're the one breaking it off, you've already started healing, you've already started moving on. So like the other person didn't have that chance to
Right.
accept it and then work on it. They just were like kind of blindsided more so. Like you might have
Yeah.
thought about this for weeks, and not you personally, but like if somebody is the one
Yeah.
breaking up, you've thought about it for a couple weeks or whatever, and you've already accepted that like, okay, I'm gonna go in a different direction. So it makes sense in your mind, you justify it. But then if you're the other side of it, then it's like,
Right.
what the heck? All of a sudden you've moved on, someone's moved into your place. Like, this is so fucked up. And, you know, it's just like, it kind of goes both ways, but like if you're on the side where you're kind of blindsided, like the best thing you can do for yourself, like you said, is keep yourself busy, move forward, like expect better next time, and like just like work on yourself. And like the only way to do that is to cut the ties. That's my take.
And it's also a really good, like, no matter which way you do it, whether you're breaking it off or you're getting broken up with, it's a learning experience, right? Because as we said, like, I've personally like broken up with somebody, and what you just said, like how they were blindsided, that's exactly how it went. Like in my mind, I was like, how could you not see this coming?
Yeah,
but in their mind, but in their mind, they're like, oh, I thought everything was fine until it wasn't. And I'm just like, either way, it's a learning experience, because now, like, going from that instance, for me, I've realized like, okay, I can work on my communication X, Y, and Z. So I've taken that into like my relationship now. Like, if I'm unhappy about something, I'm not just going to expect you to know about it. I'm going to lay it out and be like, hey, this is what I don't like. This is what I need changed or whatever.
Same.
Because I don't want to blindside somebody again. Like, saying what you said, like it's, not that it was intentional, like when I did it or if anybody else does it, but like it does suck for the other person. So now I realize that, and I'm changing that.
Yeah.
Changing that narrative.
Or even like, you know, if I'm like upset by something, I kind of sit with it, you know, like the 3-day rule. Like I sit with it and then I realize like, okay, wait, this is a me problem. This is not
right.
Like, I'm realizing,
I just had to vent.
I'm like, okay, wait, I've been in this roadblock before, but I'm realizing this is a me. If it repeats, it can't just always be the other person, you know.
Right.
So
Exactly.
I have to
accountability is huge.
Yeah, I have to like sit with it for a little bit and be like, okay, like why am I not okay with blah blah blah? Like how can I change the way I'm approaching this
Absolutely
situation? Like before even like thinking about, okay, I'm upset, I'm just gonna like my
I'm
laptop.
upset.
My laptop.
What happened? You dropped your mics hard, didn't you? Technical difficulties. Dude, that was like the Drake song. I'm upset, and you just slammed that shit down.
I just flung it. I literally swatted it into my.
Oh my
How
god.
is my laptop still like alive?
Oh my god.
The rest of the podcast, like,
and that was good thing you didn't buy the new one, dude. That was your plan.
Oh. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna podcast upside down now so that everything can drip down.
All right, this looks like some chat roulette type shit. What was the other one? Uvu?
Eagle.
No.
Ubu.
Chat roulette, all that fucking shit. Oh man. Good times. Is that site still up? Does anybody know? Does anybody still use that?
Let us know if chat roulette's still a thing, and let us know.
Let us know if anybody is still going on that.
Let us know if you would take me seriously with this string hanging out. Oh my god, it is literally on the other side.
We are a hot mess right now.
I think it's okay. It is all over my desk.
Go get some wipes really quick.
No, we're gonna just finish this episode.
We're gonna rip it and rip it.
No,
so anyway, breakup. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, in terms of, like just that, honestly, just time and like keeping busy. Like put all your time that you would have put into that other person and put it into yourself now, because you have to sit with yourself at the end of the day more than anybody else. So make sure you're happy. I can't hear you.
Can't hear me at all.
Oh, now I can hear you. I think there's mics hard in your speakers.
No.
Oh God. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed our episode. Kayla sure didn't, but
I still enjoyed it. I hope I didn't ruin my computer.
I think that was some solid advice, because had I known that when I went through shit when I was like 19, 20, early 20s. I mean, at some point though, here's another piece of advice. You can never take someone else's advice and just be like, oh yeah, that's fine. Like everybody has to go through this themselves in order to really learn, I feel
honestly, like. You're not gonna listen to anybody else. You're gonna have to just like hurt yourself.
Yeah, because even if somebody told me everything I just said, I'd be like, okay, cool. But once you actually go through it yourself, that's when you really learn from it. So at the end of the day, like it sucks. Like, you might get your heart broken. You might have to cry a bunch, but it's going to be the best way for you yourself to heal, because you know yourself better than anybody else. And, everybody's healing is a little different. So you just kind of have to go through it yourself and then figure out what works. All right. Well, I'm going to do the outro. Thank you guys for listening to Are We Having Fun? Sorry there was a bunch of technical difficulties there in the middle, but I hope you still got a lot out of it. Feel free to hit us up on social media, on Anchor or Instagram, if you have any questions, if you want to talk about something, if you relate to something. We really love hearing from you guys. And if there's anything you want to hear in a future episode, feel free to drop that as well. Kayla's working on a lot of stuff in the background in terms of merch and everything like that. So you'll be seeing some things coming up soon for that. But yeah, other than that, thank you guys so much for listening. We'll catch you next week for a special episode. See you then. Smoking.